Act 1, Scene 9. Pedro and Sancho the day after. Pedro. Your night, how was it, and how did you acquit yourself representing the palace? I trust and I hope you could easily cope, and didn't overindulge from the chalice. Sancho. Well, Nora's petite with the daintiest feet, in contrast to Blanche, her first cousin, whose pretty sweet smile did me much beguile, in spite of her matronly bosom. Bella's tall and she's thin, but can dance and can spin, with movements so elegant sweeping. While Ines danced without vigour, and her face and her figure were plain, but less plain than her speaking. I think Ferdinand lost when the lots were all tossed. It was Ines he seemed to be stuck with. The other three smarmed, but the ladies weren't charmed, and even Ferdinand had little luck with Ines, although I'd told her he had no wife, unlike all his other three friends. He was trying his best, but she wasn't impressed by his words or his means or his end. Pedro. Your keenness on Ines is not masked by your meanness. It seems you talk of little else. Shall I drop in a word to my wife to be heard by Ines of your grace and wealth? But as I'm recently wed, I need much more instead information on the sycophants for those puppets of father. I would much rather understand what are they angling for. Sancho. Vasco's obnoxious, self-preening and pompous, and his face poorly hides his grim heart. With his quizzing and nosing, fancied himself shark closing, but our girls had him pegged from the start. And with the night almost ended, when young Nora defended her Ines, Vasco looked sick with some strife. Enrique Ernesto seemed half in on the quest, though, and poor Ferdinand's still grieving his wife. Pedro. I'm so glad I missed it that I could resist it. Perhaps I should spend more time with mine. But my mood's still adrift, and the fog's yet to lift my black dog from that father of mine.